Did you know that if you are flying to the Dominican Republic, there is a way to take all of the stress and the hassle out of your arrival, skip past all of the queues and the lines at immigration and security, and even get somebody to go collect your luggage for you from the carousel? Welcome to Quite Genius. Let's go VIP. So good morning folks, and you're joining us today from our swim up suite. It's the patio of our swim up suite at the excellent El Carmen Resort just close to Punta Cana. If you want to find out more about where I'm staying and the resort, then be sure to look out for my other videos. I've done plenty on this place and I'll leave a link to those in the description below. However, today's review is going to be on this VIP arrival service, and it was sort of something that we came across by chance whilst we were preparing on planning this holiday. And basically we had no real idea about what to expect. We did travel 2 years ago to Mexico. We travelled to Cancun, and I do remember that when we arrived there, the arrivals hall was just hellish. It was sweltering hot, and such was the amount of people in the arrivals hall or queuing for immigration, you couldn't even see where the back of the line was. So we wanted to avoid that situation again this time, and from the information that you can find on Punta Cana's VIP service, it would seem to take away all of that stress and hassle. So it was a bit of a no-brainer for us. So what actually happens when you get there then? Well, basically what happens is your plane will land, and there is no direct jet bridge, if you like, to the actual terminal. Instead, what happens is they wheel steps up to the door of the aeroplane, and as soon as you go down the steps, or the ramp as it was in our case, then they are literally waiting for you at the bottom of the ramp or the stairs, and they're holding a placard with your name on it, and you just walk over to them. We were greeted by a really, really nice lady and basically directed to a golf buggy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punta Cana. By the local time, it's 5 hours behind the UK, so it's just leaving 3:30 in the afternoon.
Now, this golf buggy was just waiting pretty much at the side of the plane. Everybody else got moved on to a different area, to the sort of regular arrivals hall, but we were directed to this little golf buggy, and I think it was about a minute drive, if that, to the VIP arrivals place that they've got there. And there was a chap there that carried our bags, and everybody's been really nice, and it's got private facilities here. You can help yourself to drinks, and yeah, we're just waiting for our bags. It'd be interesting to see actually how they know how to retrieve our luggage from the carousel. And it was a very cool air-conditioned little place with a seating area. They had a counter with complimentary drinks and snacks there, and basically you were just waiting at that point for them to get your bags, and they do everything for you basically. So one of the questions that I had was, how do they identify your bags, because they fetch them for you from the carousel, and it's something to do with the QR code that you will get on your luggage tag or your boarding pass, more to the point. So do make sure that you keep hold of your boarding pass, because they need a code to identify your luggage. It also helps if you show them a photograph of your case. So beforehand we took some photographs just to show them basically what they were looking out for. So they take care of all of that. They disappear and wait for your bags to be unloaded whilst you just chill out in this nice little area. The weird thing is, and I'll show you in the video, that there's an outside bit, a little terrace, and it was fenced off, and I can't really describe just how close it was to the plane that you've literally just gone off. So it's literally at the side of the where the plane was parked. Taxied, parked, I don't know. Anyway, the plane's there. It's only a good a few meters away, and literally you can go into this area and have a seat, and you can even smoke if you want to. So we've just come out to this little area, and yeah, bearing in mind just how close it is, I don't know whether you can see the TUI plane just there. Yeah, you can smoke, it's not an issue. They've just got like a little bit of a fence, some tables, and you can see an ashtray there, and yeah, not a problem. You can just enjoy your cigarette and they'll go and get your bags for you. Oh, yeah, forget about health and safety. That doesn't exist here in the Dominican Republic, certainly not at the side of the airport. So that really did surprise us. But yeah, we was waiting for probably about 10, 15 minutes, no more than that. And it was a good chance for us to cool down and use the facilities. And then they appeared with the bags. At that point, we were then led by the lady that greeted us into the main arrivals hall and through immigration. Now, we didn't actually see any officials whatsoever. They took care of everything for us. We did show the VIP people our passports, but I don't remember showing that to any other actual immigration official. In fact, the only official that we saw, or the only officials rather, was we had to, once we got the bags, we had to put them through a scanner. But even the guy that was doing the bag scanning looked so laid back. He had his feet up on his desk, and he clearly just didn't care. So we never had any interaction with anybody at all. It was all led by the staff from the VIP service. And ultimately that resulted in us being shown to our transfer. So we told them who was coming to pick us up. We'd arranged basically with the resort that they would send a car for us, and we told them basically what we was expecting. So not a problem, they said, we will take care of that for you. And basically they then showed us out of the airport into our awaiting private transfer. It was absolutely seamless. The only thing that I would add to all of this is that pretty much everybody that we interacted with really did expect a tip. So this is the person that first greeted us, the guy that helped us with our hand luggage off the golf buggy. Then there was the porter that went to actually get the luggage. Then we were handed over to somebody else who took us to the transfer vehicle. And so there was a whole chain of people basically that were expecting to be tipped. And I wasn't on the ball. In fact, I had all of my my money in my hand luggage, so I had to fumble around for it. It was really embarrassing as they were standing there, yeah, coughing to sort of say like, yes, we're expecting a tip. So yeah, what I would say is that you need to factor that into your costs. So all in all, I can't recommend this service enough. Obviously it's going to add an extra layer of luxury to your holiday, and it is totally worth it just to skip all of the queues through immigration, all of the hassle with your bags, all of the people when you leave the airport sort of shouting to get your attention for taxis, all of that. They basically take all of that away and you're escorted essentially like a VIP. So I really do hope that you found all of that information useful, and if you have, please be sure to drop us a like below, or even better, subscribe to the channel. We are still quite new here, so it will really help the channel grow and it will help me bring you more of the same content. So how much is this VIP experience? Well, it's going to cost you $100 per person, but that doesn't include the tax of 18%. So in total, each it will cost you $118 US, and you do end up paying in US dollars as well. So if you are watching this in the UK, that works out roughly at about £90 per person, and that's correct as of July 2025. So how do you go about booking it then? Well, this is where I'd exercise some caution, because there are some third-party websites that offer this service, but I can pretty much guarantee that you will end up paying more. So make sure you head to the official website of Punta Cana International Airport, and I've got that on the screen right now. It's a dead simple process. You just complete your details with the flight arrival times and flight number, and they will basically get back to you within around 24 to 48 hours. The only other thing to mention is this service does book up quite quickly, so you need to probably book in advance, give yourself plenty of time. Next question would be, is it actually worth it? Well, for one, I wouldn't get too hung up on the benefits of skipping past all of the lines, because it's quite possible that your flight will arrive at a really quiet time for the airport. And if that is the case, then you would probably be no better off in that respect, at least. Conversely, if you arrive at a busy time and there's lots of flights arriving at the same time, then obviously you're gonna be a lot quicker and you will bypass all of the queues in the arrival hall. So like I said, don't get hung up on that particular aspect of it. I would probably see it more as a treat, because you cannot beat walking down that ramp, getting off the plane, and there's somebody right there holding a placard with your name on it, and everybody else is getting ushered to the normal arrivals hall, and people actually do look as well, and they wonder, who are you to be doing this? So it really is quite a special feeling. So I would concentrate on that particular aspect, because in terms of actually feeling special, feeling like a VIP, then yeah, they totally nail that experience. So yeah, it's definitely worth it in that respect. And also it's a really good idea if you want to surprise your partner as well, because if I can guarantee that they will be impressed if they see their name on that plaque when they're coming down off the aeroplane. So it's a fantastic idea for a surprise. So all in all, I would say yeah, it's definitely well worth it. Obviously you're paying a premium for it, but yeah, it's a really nice treat. So that really is it, folks, for this particular video. Like I said, I will leave the links to the forthcoming videos in the description below. It's all about our stay at the Excellence El Carmen Resort in the Dominican Republic. So those videos will be coming soon. In the meantime, you can check out more travel-related videos just by clicking here. And yeah, that's it. So thanks again for watching. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye for now.